After the G20 summit, the controversy between India and Canada is not going to stop. And we have seen that during G20 summit, Canadian PM aircraft having some technical issues. And because of that, he could not travel to the Canada on the time. And after that, Canadian media has reported that the Canadian PM has been humiliated in India. And since then, the controversy is not going to stop. And we have seen the killing of pro-Khalistani leader, which is 𝐏𝐫𝐬𝐬, and Canadians are claiming that India has a hand in killing of 𝐏𝐫𝐬𝐬. And we have also seen that recalling of diplomats from each other's country. So there is a big question for the Indian diaspora who are working in Canada, that what will happen to that diaspora. Hello everyone, welcome to the new series of Drishti IAS, and in today's lecture we are going to discuss that what had happened between India and Canada. So moving to the points of discussion part. So first of all, we are going to discuss the news, and then what is the response of US and UK, and we will also discuss that why their response is mandatory in this regard, and then what is the response by India, and then we will have a brief discussion on the Vienna Convention, and after that we will discuss practice question for prelims and mains. So coming to the news part, so we have already discussed that there was a recall between diplomats of the Canada and India, and it has been said that Canadian diplomats are in the 60 number. On the other hand, Indian diplomats are only in 20 numbers. So Canada has recalled 41 diplomats to its country, and it has said that it is a unilateral decision. It means that India has provoked that you have to call your diplomats to your country, and they are also fearing that they have not security, and the security has been not given to their diplomats. So in order to prevent themselves for the killing and any kind of the attack, they had called their diplomats to their country. So this was the controversy between India and Canada, and they had also alleged that we have seen that in the Canadian Parliament, the Canadian PM had said that maybe India has hands in the killing of 𝐏𝐫𝐬𝐬𝐬, who was a pro-Khalistani leader, and India had refuted such kind of claims by the Canada. So all these things have created much controversy between these two countries. So this is the brief news. We are going to discuss that why this kind of controversy is happening and what is the Vienna Convention regarding this thing. So moving to the next slide. Next slide is about US and UK response. So why US and UK response is mandatory in this regard? Because for very surprisingly, they had backed the Canada. And US and UK both have a good relation and good terms with the India. So in this situation, it's very problematic for India that these two countries has backed the Canada. And why they have backed the Canada? For an alliance whose name is Five Eyes Intelligence Sharing Alliance. And who are the member of this alliance? So Australia is the member, New Zealand is the member, US and UK is the member, and Canada is also the member. So because of this kind of alliance, they had backed the Canada, and they said in order to maintain the security and in order to maintain the diplomatic relation between two countries, the diplomat should be stationed and posted in each other's the country. But they hardly know that the diplomats are in the improportionate manner, and the receiving state has all the authority that they can recall the diplomats. So this is the US and UK response. So coming to the India's response, so what India had responded to this situation. So India had refuted such kind of the claims by the Canada, and they said that it is not a unilateral decision, it is a bilateral in nature, because their diplomats are 20 in numbers who are posted in Canada. Then how they can post 60 diplomats in India? So there was an unequal number of diplomats who are representing India and Canada. So for unequal representation, they had tried to recall the Canadian diplomats to their country. So this was the reason, and this was the response by the India, and they had refuted such kind of the claims. So moving to the next slide. Next slide is about that what is Vienna Convention. So S. Jaishankar has said that whatever the action we have taken, it is not unilateral in nature, it is binding with the Article 11.1 of the Vienna Convention. And from where this discussion has been started, that what is Vienna Convention, and this thing is very important for your prelims examination. So be careful. So what is this Vienna Convention? So Vienna Convention is a multilateral treaty which is organized by United Nations. And for what purpose it has been made? So it has been made for the diplomatic relation between different countries, and it tells the rules and regulation for the country that how to treat with the diplomats and in which manner diplomats should be posted in each other's the country. So this is a brief about Vienna Convention. and it also provided diplomatic immunity. So what is this diplomatic immunity? So it provides privileges of the exemption of tax and laws to diplomats who are stationed in a particular country. So suppose that if a diplomat of Canada who are posted in India, or if a diplomat of UK who are posted in India, then they are exempted from the laws and taxes from the Indian government. So this was the diplomatic unity cited by the United Nations Treaty. And you know why this kind of diplomatic unity has been provided to the diplomats? So in order to freely work in any of the country, and they don't have to prohibited by any kind of the law. So in order to remove all kind of obstacles in their smooth working, so this kind of diplomatic immunity provided to the diplomats of different countries. So this is brief about Vienna Convention. Coming to that, what are the different articles who are important for the Vienna Convention, and why Indian government has highlighted this Vienna Convention? So we will discuss about Article 29 of the Vienna Convention. So what this article says? So this article says that the person of a diplomatic agent shall be inviolable. It means that the receiving state shall treat him with due respect, and it's the responsibility of the receiving state that they will protect their dignity and they should be treated with due respect, and their life, if their life is in danger, then it's the duty of the host country to treat them equally and to protect them. So this is called the Article 29. And coming to that, how many countries are ratified and part of this Vienna Convention? So currently we have 193 countries who are part of this Vienna Convention, and they have ratified this Vienna Convention. It means that all these Vienna Conventions rules are legally binding on them. So in the comment section you have to tell that India has ratified this convention or not, and if it has ratified, when it has ratified. So moving to the next slide. Next slide is about that what is Article 9 of the convention. So Article 9 convention states a word whose call is non grata or unwelcome. So why this term is very important? Because it is can come in your prelims examination, that what do you mean by this term and who has quoted this thing. So what is this mean? Non grata and unwelcome. So suppose that if any diplomat is posted in any other country, so the receiving country has full right that they can call a person as non grata or unwelcome. And why they can call? So they don't have to particularly cite the reason that why they are calling this person as a non grata or unwelcome. So they can simply call any person or any diplomat as non grata and unwelcome. But in general, we have seen that if the person has said something which are against an integrity of the nation, which are against the sovereignty of that nation, in that sense, the action provide that country that you can take these kind of things, non grata or unwelcome. So what is this Article 11 about? Which foreign minister has said about that? Article 1. So what Jaishankar has quoted about the Article 1? So Article 11 is agreed with the specific agreement which is related to the size of the mission. So we have seen that, you know, we don't have any particular mission related to the India and Canada. In that sense, the receiving state has the full right that they can delimit the size of the diplomat. It means that the foreign minister has said that if they are just posting 20 diplomats in the Canada, then Canada can also post just 20 diplomats in their country, because they are not dealing any specific agreement and they don't have any specific policy for that kind of thing. So they have full right to delimit the diplomats. So in that sense, they had downsizes the diplomats. But on the other hand, Canada is saying that, you know, this is a unilateral decision by India, and in order to prevent their diplomats from any kind of the attack, they are recalling their diplomats to their country. So this is the controversy about, and this is all the articles about. So moving to the practice question part. So the question is, with reference to Vienna Convention, consider the following statement. And it has been signed in 1972. And your second statement is currently 193 countries had ratified it. And your third statement is India has ratified this convention. Here they are asking the correct statement, so you have to answer in the comment section. Coming to the mains part. So the mains question is, how is the Khalistan issue impacting the bilateral relationship between India and Canada? Discuss how both nations can enhance their strategic partnership for future. So what is the bone of contention between India and Canada? So it is mainly the Khalistani issue. So because of the Khalistani issue, we are seeing the SAR relationship between these two countries. So what is this Khalistani issue? You have to discuss in brief that, you know, when it has been started And what is the aim of this movement? So it wanted that there should be a separate country. So it is majorly erupted in the Punjab province of India. So in this way, you can write a brief background about the Khalistani movement and who was the leader at that time, and when this movement has been erupted. You can also mention about Jarrain Singh Bhindranwala and then Operation Blue Star, and since then the relationship between India and Canada has become sour. So why this Canada is a bone of contention here? Because large diaspora mainly from the Punjab state is stationed in the Canada, and this movement is not just limited to the Canada. It can be also seen in the UK, Australia and New Zealand. So in this way, this movement is not just India-Canada issue, it's also the pan world kind of the issue, because they are spread all over the world. So in this way, you can give a brief background about the Khalistani issue and how it has created problems for India and Canada. So coming to the second part of the question, how both nations can enhance their strategic partnership. So, you have to suggest here way forward that what are the problems they have. So we already have discussed that because of the Khalistani issue, we are facing lots of problems and Indian diaspora is in danger in the Canada. So in that way, you can suggest that what is the way forward. So the way forward is that, there should be a serious consideration on the Khalistani issue, and there should be a serious peace talks between both India and Canada. So here one measure is peace talk, and then they can discuss over the various strategic partnership, over the environment partnership, climate partnership, economic partnership, because large diaspora is stationed in Canada, and then cultural partnership, because it has been often said that for Punjabis, Canada is a second home. So in that say they can also enhance their cultural partnership, then economic partnership, securities partnership they can also do. So in this way, they can work on all these area and they can create a dynamic relationship between both these countries. So this will be your conclusion. I hope you like this lecture. If you have any queries related to this lecture, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you.